Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to the latest installment of Roadshows and Stuff. I'm your host, Doug McLean, here with a valued coworker.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate your hesitancy on that.
Yeah, Rick Mancina. Frank. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Frank Mancina.
Doug, how are you?
Fantastic. How you been? It's been
good.
11 weeks, I think.
11 weeks, that's right.
So we have a little anecdote here at the beginning of the podcast. We had actually recorded this before. We usually don't like to reveal our industry secrets, but we were inside our new Europod, which is like 30 by 16.
Yeah.
All glass, absolutely stunning. Emily, could you throw one of those up on the screen and count to 30? And then we'll start talking again. Okay, maybe not. But anyway, we didn't have the air conditioning unit set up. And I think the ambient temperature in Madison Heights, Michigan that day was 111?
Around there, 15, I think, 115.
Yeah, about 115. So anyway, inside of our new Europod, it was 313 or 315. And we recorded this. We used the wrong microphone setup. But all I could think about, full disclosure, during the entire recording was how hot I was. And that,
it was pretty hot.
Sweat was forming on my forehead. Anyway.
So this special episode was supposed to happen inside.
Yes, but it's no longer special. Now we're just both in our respective offices.
It's true.
Bringing to our fans and audience the knowledge that they yearn for. Mm-hmm. And the little tidbits of mobile marketing that basically keep people fed until
Although, anyway, so this week we're talking about.
Obviously we're script free this week. I should mention
outfitting your roadshow experience.
Outfitting your roadshow experience, which I think is episode 6
of season
2.
That's right, Doug.
So, Frank, you've got a product, you've got an idea, you've got something you want to take to the people, whether those people are invitation-only business customers, whether it's the public at large. What are some things to consider or think about when you're outfitting or designing the experience, or for our purposes, the interior of your trailer?
Well, you kind of briefly touched on it right there, right? You kind of have to figure out what the type of tour is, right? So who is your audience, right? So are the intended audience supposed to be, the general public? Are they, C-suite folks at particular, corporations? Are they, your distributors? Like who that's the really, to really understand how you're going to outfit, you kind of have to understand what your tour is going to be.
Sure. No,
right?
It's a good point. Like if you just want to touch as many people as humanly possible, and you're doing something like a vending trailer, and you've got a new flavor of kielbasa or bratwurst.
There it is.
And the ultimate goal is to just get as many, into the hands of people as you can. You're obviously not going to want to use a double expandable 53-foot trailer for that.
Yeah.
You're going to want to have, like I said, like a vending setup where people walk up to a window and you can just deal in volume, right? Mm-hmm. Person after person giving sample after sample. And in that case, it would just be exterior elements. So you'd focus on a graphic wrap, maybe an exterior awning, maybe some chairs, some tables, a few umbrellas, some stanchions, things like that. But if it's something of a smaller scale, say like the medical industry, for example, and you're trying to demo a medical instrument, something that is a very, very targeted audience group, you would want a controlled environment, right? Mm-hmm. You would want something where you could house 5, 6, 7 people at a time in a fully immersive branded environment, which you talk about a lot, which would incorporate wall graphics, colors of things like carpeting, furniture, specific types of lighting, all to showcase whatever it is you're trying to sell. So that would be something that wouldn't be an open air walk up to and interact with exhibit, right?
Exactly.
People could potentially be, watching this promo for 45 minutes, an hour and a half. It could be multi-purpose. You could host it at sales events, conferences, use it in lieu of a traditional, trade show floor booth space. Deciding on the vehicle type is incredibly important. size and scale, how frequently it'll be used, and how much wear and tear really it's going to be undergoing. I mean, I remember we did a tour a few years back, client will remain unnamed, but it was at nuclear facilities and oil refinery plants. And although the products that we were promoting were fairly expensive and sold in bundles to these groups, in lease packages, I believe, these men and women would come in just covered in mud, in soot, and even the decision makers, because they were out in the field working as well, not the field in the literal sense. But the thing was just destroyed at the end of every day. Yet, so because of that, though, we had to use like diamond plate flooring, diamond plate pattern rubber flooring. Everything was very hard wearing and very durable for that matter. So you have to be very selective in materials and knowing where you're going, what you'll be doing.
Exactly. And to add on that, if for example, you're going up to Canada and want to do
north of the US
winter activations, which we don't necessarily recommend, but we understand that, sometimes sales cycles, you'll have to, activate in the winter
because we like to follow the sun.
That's right. So maybe when we're outfitting, you have to make a more robust heating system, where you have to, have extra heaters and, leave the generator on overnight and things like that. And same goes with, if say, for example, you had a glass trailer and you were in the southern states in the summer, right? So maybe it's a matter of outfitting it where you have a tint on the glass, on the glass, right? So these are like little things that may not come to mind when you're outfitting, but those are all things that our teams discuss during the design and development phase.
Yeah, sure. A lot of it's obviously very budget dependent as well. You have to consider, building off what you were saying, is the amount of tech integration involved.
Yeah.
Is it a really tech heavy program? I mean, if you're handing out hot dogs 3 days a week, you don't really have to worry about too much technology.
It's true. Good point.
You're not worried about cooling 7 server racks.
Yeah.
If you're trying to sell network security and hot dogs. Those things typically don't come to mind. And like you were saying with design and development, I mean, that could be something as simple as creating a few artistic renderings on our end, the client would sign off on, or really getting into the nitty gritty, going into things like material selection for flooring, different types of wood, different types of laminate, types of cabinetry you'd like to integrate. And most importantly, making sure everything can travel well, travel efficiently. Because more often than not, you've got one field operator who's out there setting this whole thing up and tearing the whole thing down. And usually at the beginning and the end of every day, not to mention the traveling they then have to do, so on and so forth. So all of these things need to be kept in mind when designing an interior. Like we said, vehicle type, target audience, the amount of volume, what the product is, and those things all lead ultimately to the final decision.
And to add on that, there's always a budget that our clients obviously want to stay, within, right? So it's always or below. Yeah. Right. So, and that's why when we provide, materials and different things, we always provide multiple different, types and options. Right. So, because at the end of the day, we can always value engineer things.
Sure.
Right? So.
Great term, value engineer. It's just like if you're doing your kitchen at your home, right? You're working with your contractor. You have 4 different types of countertop to choose from.
Exactly.
Right. My choices typically hover around plastic or recycled
just mulch. Saran wrap a piece of plywood.
That's right. Say it's artistic because it immediately combusts after the first pan of a gnocchi. Yeah, so that's pretty much. Is there anything else we wanted to touch on? It's kind of a
it was a kind of a 3,000-foot view there of
powerful. Powerful.
Of outfitting your trailer, right? So
yeah, sure. Pretty simple. Well, Frank, very insightful. Thank you.
Thank you,
this really was a memorable discussion that we had today. What are we gonna do with stuff? We are Roadshows and Stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna do stuff. Let's do another stuff.
Yes. I think it's on you. It's on you.
It's on me. It's on me. So
it's better be good. Let me interrupt for 1 second. I will say, when we recorded the first version of this and we were sweating to death, Frank, you probably had the best stuff we've had in both seasons.
It was pretty solid. It was pretty
because
solid.
You had asked, and I'm going to reveal the secret. You had asked, and I didn't know this prior to you asking, if we had this microphone and we were trying to promote this on tour, what type of vehicle would you choose and why? How would it be outfitted? I thought that was great.
Well, let's continue with it. Let's tell the audience how would you promote this, Doug? It's a great question. This is roughly around, let's say 15 inches. It could probably get 15 inches by 4
or 5 pounds.
Yeah,
it's substantial. Well, I would ask a few questions. What is the price point? Who's the target audience? What is the brand? So are you kind of towing this around in promotion of it being a new product, a revolutionary product? Do you want to touch as many people as possible, like we said earlier? Or is this something, if this is an $18,000 studio microphone, this would probably be a pretty specialized presentation, right? Mm-hmm. But if it's just a mid-grade, say it's a $500-$600 microphone, we don't use cheap equipment, Frank.
This is true.
It would probably be something that's targeted, but not maybe accompanied by other products in a similar environment. But it definitely wouldn't be like a concession type trailer. It'd definitely be something smaller scale, maybe 30 some feet, single expandable. You can spend a few minutes, read about it, interact with some, monitors that give all of the, dimensions and the technological specs and so on. And then, to follow through where you can order it, where you could buy it.
So I think when I originally asked the question the first time, I think we didn't necessarily state that it was a microphone, right? It was just a product of this size, right? So
okay.
I remember my answer was more so, getting a vending trailer or, a little 28-foot tow behind that had a vending window. And just trying to pump out as many as possible, right? So have space for storage, or I can
to do direct retail.
To do direct retail, exactly. So you go to a festival or whatever,
yes.
You sell 100, 200 of these units, and then you go to the next place, get some more units dropped off, and then boom. So that was my take on it.
Yeah, bring something. What we should do? We should kind of role play next time. You come to me with a product or vice versa, and then we try and come up with solutions to best promote it on the road, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because maybe direct retail isn't the ultimate goal. I mean, sure, it can assist with the program in general, but maybe it's just general public awareness of the product, and it's new and it offers some technology never before seen. So that's kind of the unique component.
Cool.
Frank, I got to take this. Anyway, that was good. That was good. Yeah. Not your favorite animal, spirit animal, things like that. So anyway, very insightful. Again, Frank, thank you for that. Please join us next time when we'll be talking about
no idea.
Okay. No. All right.
No, but before we get into the next episode, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has been watching. Don't forget to follow us on our social media channels and check out our website at www.gomra.com.
Yes, and an important announcement too, we now accept Bitcoin.
That's right.
So that is just Frank and I, not the company. So
we'll send you our address later.
Yeah. Is that how it works? Anyway. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Frank. Good seeing you again.
Likewise,
we'll be back soon. Okay, awesome. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.